Alright, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy PXG Cash Howard, coach of the New York Nido Kings. Now, as you see above, last week we started badly with a 3-0 loss to the boy Lindo. And this week we'll be fighting fellow Monk, the boy returning back from Season 1, the boy Johnny Legends, the Suavemente Hermanco. So now, this week, I went with Mega Diancie, Suicune, Victini, Tornadosterian, Ferrothorn, and Hitmontop. And Johnny, being the coach of the Carolina Carracostas, brought with him Sylveon, Salamence, Ampharos, Mega Slowbro, Cobalion, and Serperior. Johnny has a really decent squad. Like, even during the team building portion that I was doing, I honestly couldn't think what Johnny would have brought because Johnny overall had really decent pokes. Johnny was the last person to pick in the draft order, so whenever it was his turn, he had a good chance to nab 2 Mons right outright and make us hold that real quick. But yeah, this is the team that he ended up picking. This team, ironically, what I built around was kind of like what I got here. It's just now a matter of what happens. So let us start week 2 of the Worldwide Champions League. The New York Nido Kings versus the Carolina Carracostas. Alright, so Johnny leads off with Uber Lindo, the Serperior. I lead off with my Diancie. And I'm gonna, you already know, Mega Evolve as per the rules. And I go for the Protect just to scout what he's gonna do. Probably gonna go for Leaf Storm, and there it is. So now this thing is definitely faster than me, so I'm gonna switch out. I'm going to Tornadus because if he does Leaf Storm, Tornadus can take it, no problem. And I avoid it. So he withdraws Serperior, goes into Uber, the Ampharos. So I go for the Heat Wave. Does a decent amount. I'm guessing he's probably Assault Vested or something. So I go into Ferrothorn. There's not really much this Ampharos can hit me with that will actually hurt. He goes for the Discharge. And there goes the Paralysis. So he quickly withdraws Uber and goes into Rebu, the Salamence. I am paralyzed and unable to move, so we don't want that. So I go into the boy Miglu and the Victini. Goes for the Dragon Claw. Does about half. More than I actually expected it to. Goes back into Uber. All these Uber names. It's not going to do anything at most to Slowbro except making it slower than it really is. So recall and go into Ferrothorn, because I'm going to guess it's either going to Scald or Psychic, neither of which is going to actually do much to me. Goes to the Scald. Yeah, as I said, it's not going to do much at all. He withdraws and goes into Uber. If at this point I've never been pronouncing them right, just a differentiation between them. Yeah, this Cobalion is probably going to close combat, so I'm going to go into Suicune to take the hit. Apply that pressure, you already know. And there's the close combat. that's a decent amount. Recover the health with the lefties. Goes to the Volt Switch. Super effective. Doesn't do much because it's not stab, and because he's also not special method. Goes back into Uber Lindo, the Serperior. I don't want to fight this because this is probably gonna kill me in one shot. He recovers with leftovers, as do we. So I quickly recall. I think I go into Tornadus, because as I said before, Leaf Storm probably won't do much to me. We get the avoid again. He withdraws and goes into Uber, which is the Ampharos. So I go for the U-turn. Static activates, and that's the second paralyzed poke. Go back into the Antsy. So withdraws and goes into Uber Lindo, which is the Superior. At least I memorized one of them. It's gonna take the Moonblast. Probably 75% or 65, somewhere around there, 65, 70. So I go for the Protect Scout to see if he's gonna Leaf Storm again, and he does. At the same time, we're draining his Leaf Storms with the Avoids and the Protects, and so he withdraws. Goes into Uber, which is Sylveon. Go back into Tornadus. And I double out into Ferrothorn. He goes to Protect, he fails. He withdraws, probably fearing the Jaraball. Instead I go for a layer of Spikes. It'll actually help in the long run, which is better off because Jaraball wouldn't have done anything much to this Cavalion. So I go into Hitmontop. Intimidate, which will lower the damage from the close combat, but he goes for Stealth Rocks. And there goes the Volt Switch. But we can take that easy peasy. Goes into Uber, the Sylveon. Take some damage from Spikes. I go for the Rapid Spin. Get the rocks out of here. So I recall, and I think I go back into Ferrothorn. Yep. The boy, even though he's paralyzed, goes to the Hyper Voice, and we resist it pretty good. Shoutouts to the Steel typing. Goes for Hidden Power, and I was kind of prepared for this, not from Sylveon specifically, but ate my Aqua Berry to reduce the fire damage. So I'm able to get a second layer of Spikes out. I actually wasn't expecting the Hidden Power, which is why I safely threw out the Spikes. Goes into... So about go into Tornadus. Goes to the Hidden Power Fire again, which won't really do much to us. He recalls. Goes into Uber, I think this is the Slowbro. No. It's the Ampharos. Takes damage from the two bed layer spikes hit, but we are paralyzed. This thing is probably gonna discharge again. There it is. Doesn't do much to us. Goes for the focus, misses, and we are paralyzed to actually hit it and kill it. Go into the boy meat glue. Goes for the focus blast, actually lands it this time. But this won't do anything to the boy meat glue. The boy goes into Uber. I'm guessing this is slow bro. So I go for the V create. And damn, is this thing So I'd swap out because I know it's probably gonna scald. Going to Suicune. Applying that pressure. He begins to Calm Mind. Which is not that good for us. So I go for the Scald, and he goes for the Psy Shock. Just does more than I actually expected it to, ironically. I go for the Rest, because I feel in the long run I'm gonna need Suicune alive. He goes for the Psy Shock again. This time it was actually a lower roll than before. We were able to actually tank it. Now I don't have Sleep Talk on this if anyone is wondering why I'm not attacking. Because I actually gave Suicune 2 attacking moves this go round, as opposed to just one with Calm Mind. Go for the Psy Shock again. At this point, this actually helps out because due to pressure, I can actually make him waste Psy Shocks easily. Goes for it again. Almost died there at 4 HP. We actually get to survive a little bit more. Now he slacks off and recovers his own health since he probably knew that was coming anyway. So now he sets up a second Calm Mind. So now at this point it's actually troublesome since I don't have a way to actually hit him until I actually wake up, and I don't want to switch in unnecessarily. So hopefully Ferrothorn can actually take the hit since it resists both. It resists both, but with the amount of damage he has on him, it won't look good. So he sets up another Calm Mind. Which is enough, and the boy Ferrothorn goes down. And we're starting off 5 versus 6. So I go into Tornadus, goes for the Scald, and I'm paralyzed from actually hurting it. So I have no choice but to recall. Go into Suicune again, because if he does Scald, it won't do much to me. And like I said before, with pressure at least, I'll be draining its PP. Hehe, drain the PP. Hey, I apologize for that. So he goes for Psy Shock. That does way too much But he is +3, so go for the Scald. We get the burn. He goes for the Side Shock, and it's enough, and Suicune goes down. So right now we're kind of in trouble since he's at +3. So I go back into Tornadus. He goes for Scald. Hoping to actually hit this. We actually do this time with the Grass Knot. That's a decent amount. And then with the burn. Wait, I gotta call him back because he's not gonna live another hit. So I go into Hitmontop because I'm hoping for the Scald and may be able to live it. Keyword may. But instead goes for the Slack Off. And with this thing's defense is being pretty high up, there's not really much I can do. So I go for Sucker Punch. Even though it's very super effective, it doesn't do enough. Goes for Scald, we do live it. Just about. It'll probably give us enough to actually hit him one more time. So one more time, we go for the Sucker Punch. We miss because he does go for the Slack Off. Probably did predict what we were gonna go for there. And even though we're getting the leftover recovery, it won't be enough that it'll be a massive increase. Go for the Sucker Punch again. We know this won't kill. And Hitmontop goes down. We're at a 3v6. It's not looking good at all. So go into the boy, Miglu. Go for Bolt Strike. We almost had him down. Almost. The boy Miglu goes down. 2v6 is not looking good. And the Slowbro's almost dead. So he withdraws Slowbro. At this point, if he does come back, he'll probably be dead from the spikes. Goes into Uber to Sylveon. Takes damage from the spikes. Go for the Moonblast. Which does a lot than I actually expected. Go for it one more time. Goes to the Wish. So I think at this point he's probably gonna hit Protect. No, he withdraws. Goes into Uber Lindo to Serperior. Takes damage from the rock. Oh, the spikes, I mean, my bad. Now we get the rocks out, which will be beneficial for us, like I said, in the long run. Gets his recovery back from both the leftovers and the Wish, almost back at 100%. So I go for the Protect to see if he's gonna go for a Leaf Storm, and he does. And now he's back at 100% health. So we go back into Tornadus. Because as before, he should be able to live one. So we avoid the Leafs. At this point, I think he's out of Leaf Storms, I think. Goes into Uber. The Ampharos takes damage from the spikes and now from the rocks. Go for the Heat Wave. This is just about enough. Almost. Probably lived by like 2% health. So I go into Diancie. Goes for the Discharge. He gets the paralyzed. Then that's 4 pokes that were paralyzed throughout today. The Antsy goes down, not being able to actually attack before they kill it. So we go back into Torn, who's almost back at full health from the regenerator, but I don't think it's enough that he can actually live one of these. He can, but we're paralyzed. And one more discharge to do it. And Tornadoes goes down. The boy, John, getting the clean 6-0. Congrats to the boy, John, and the Carolina Carracostas. That does put us now, let's update this, at a 0 for 2, which is not a good look for us. But we'll be able to bounce back. We've done it before in the past. Next week, I believe we will be fighting Nate and the Waterville Weavile. Nate is the one person from last season that I never actually got to face because we ended up I ended up getting the forfeit win because I don't think he was around. So this time we'll actually be able to actually fight him and see how we do against him. So thank you guys as usual so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys be hitting that follow button to know when I put up the next of these videos go up. And I hope I'll see you next time. Later.